Na studio and join we studio guest. We don't introduce now the studio earlier. We come up from the Ministry of Transport and Aviation and the senior technical advisor at the ministry, Engineer Dr. Albert Ford, where they can talk about the traffic light them. Well, inside October 2023, government start for fixed traffic lights them different parts na Freetown under the integrated resilient urban mobility project where na Europe, where na World Bank they support this project through the Ministry of Transport and Aviation. Well, week ago, the Ministry of Transport starts for use these traffic lights in different parts them na the country said na the city who said they don't fix them. Well, for can talk on and give more detail on them and clarify concerns them from the public, make we get Dr. Albert Ford inside the program. Good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Good morning, Musa. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, so from that small background, why don't give to listeners and viewers, take me through the traffic light projects.
Okay, thank you very much. So maybe I will just add to your background. Again, these traffic lights are a component of the IROMP project, the Integrated Resilient Urban Mobility Project. And again, other components like the Waka Fine buses, we don't see them. We start early this year. And then we get the terminal where they will launch very soon, in Lely. And then there's a market where the construction is ongoing at the same Lely. Of course, we don't see the footbridges, the pedestrian bridges within our different locations in Freetown. So the traffic lights now another component of the entire package. The installation, as you mentioned, been started last year, October, and the engineers don't do a very good job. And I think I should also use this opportunity to thank my boss, the Minister of Transport, Alhaji Ambassador Fande Toure, for a wonderful job done so far. I mean, sometimes we can overlook the role the leadership can play in some of these projects. And I know how hard it don't work as a minister. But also the entire team, IROM team, the coordinator, Indolo Shiaka and others, all of us collectively as a team. Now, as you mentioned, the installation or the fixing of the lights been started last year, October. And we've been get a team of engineers, Sierra Leoneans for that matter. We, from Aries Engineering, we do the installation and also now therefore operator. You know, I think this is a very proud moment for Salon. For Lely, you get, we fellow Sierra Leoneans for do this type of work for the first time in this country. Now we get the traffic lights installed at 7 intersections in Freetown. We get along the Lely corridor, you get Regent Road, Beach Road intersection, and then you get Lely Police Station roundabouts. So those are the 3 intersections with along the Lely corridor. Then we get along the Wilkinson Road corridor. You get from Aberdeen Junction, you get Moriton Junction, and then you get Congo Cross roundabout. And then you get the one within the east, which is Ferry Junction. So all of these intersections, we get traffic lights. We don't turn them on the past 1 week for testing. Again, as I say, this is the first time we get in this particular infrastructure at Salon. Well, at this advanced level, and the number up to 7. So we need for phase them out as we implement them, right? So that is why, and people are really familiar. The traffic light be in the 70s or, you know, I don't know, 60s. So most of them don't really born yet anyway. So we want, before they introduce them to the people, let them get familiar with them well, okay? And that is why with the phase them out, as I say, we can turn them on sometimes and then we turn them off. So that at least the drivers and the pedestrians will get used to them. Before now we go into full operation, hopefully very soon, maybe this month.
Okay, we look at this update about the traffic light, also the first in this, we done the kaya and talk about preparation and how na the try for get them right. And like how you state, this now for a very long time.
Right.
Since in those days to now for the one day we born out, then we'll take us on something new.
Exactly.
You really think, say, the country really, I mean, when you look at the setting of the country, how people they don't build and how people they sell along the different road and street here, we can't really prepare for this, for execute them and get it right?
Very good question. It's up to you. You know, like you always say, we get a four-pronged approach to getting the signals, these traffic lights for letting walk. Now, a four-pronged approach. One of the approaches, which are the engineering parts, as I say, We get the team of engineers who don't do a wonderful job for the past 1 year in terms of the installation. We also get the compliance aspects, right? We the road users, we the use the traffic lights. We need to comply to the operations of the traffic signals, right? And then you also get the traffic enforcement and management. That is where the policeman and now the wardens then come in, and even we the would implement the projects. And then you get the fourth one, we therefore do with the public sensitization and education, which is part of what we need to do so right now. But to your question specifically, it has to do, as I say, with the traffic enforcement and management, because there is no way, and I will say this again. For instance, look at Lely corridor. There is no way the traffic lights go work if we not clear that corridor from the street traders, the keke riders, the bike man them. You understand, eh? So then they definitely has to happen, and it will happen for sure.
So in terms of where you just don't say or attest it, if una not clear the Lely corridor without it congest, the traffic light not go work. Una not be don't do this pre-assessment for know waiting need for be done first before una reach this stage.
Correct. So it's all part of the process. I mean, you want to start at you say we're not going to turn the traffic lights on fully yet until we address all of these issues. Because all of the issues, if we not address them, the traffic lights, as I say, it's not going to be a standalone project, right? So that make us say, before we turn the traffic light them on fully, permanently, we need to address all of the issues here. They're going to be addressed.
When you go to other country, they get different kind of traffic lights.
Correct.
You get traditional where they come with a different color.
Correct.
You get pedestrian settings.
Correct.
For this one, we una they try for, for enhance, or for try for reduce the congestion and other things. Waiting really, what type of the traffic light here we una they try for can install? How people go understand say this one are for me for Wakaya,
Yes.
for crossing and stuff like that.
I know, I understand. So, for answer that question, I will provide a little bit of introduction, right, on the different type of traffic lights the more we get. This is a little bit technical, but at least I will try my best to explain. Firstly, you get what they call a fixed or pre-timed traffic signal or traffic light. Okay, then in a way, the timing is fixed. So if the traffic volume change over time, the traffic light not going to see traffic volume don't change. You understand? So the timings are really fixed. However, I get small advantage, and that is what we the engineers will do. Who don't design the wire. So what do? We design different timings for different times of the day, because we know that the traffic pattern they change over time. For instance, in the morning between 7 to 9 o'clock, we all say that at the morning peak period, right? So you expect a lot of vehicles to come off, say for instance from Lely, they come inside town, eh? So you expect, say, the timings where they allocate to some of those approaches will be different during the peak period. Again, you come to the midday peak period again, where between, say, 12 and 2 o'clock. You understand? The traffic pattern also varies, you understand, from the morning period. Then also you talk about the evening peak period, right? Where Omanon come work, then they go back na us. So we design 4 different phasing plans, or maybe even 5. So for the morning peak period, you get a whole different phasing plan or timings. In the off-peak period also, you get different phasing plans. And then midday, and then in the evening, and then also later in the night, you get different phasing plans and timings. All of these are for enhanced movements. But again, let's just final, I'm done. So that's one of the type of traffic lights. One of the pre-timed and fixed time. So as I say, then if the traffic volume change, the traffic lights not going to know. Now I'll go to the next one, which is what they call the actuated. So actuated means now the traffic light in system, you get what they call detectors or sensors where they put at the pavement inside underneath the pavement. So when a vehicle come, right, it detects say, hey, vehicle on kind of this particular approach, right? And now if vehicle on the other conflicting approaches, you go say, you know what? Lord pull the green time where the Uber and the way traffic vehicle on day, Lord bring and come over to who side vehicle on come. And also we all use the traffic lights. And sometimes you arrive at the intersection, you just say, but we don't come, but vehicle in there, but the traffic light's red. But the other approach where vehicle not there at all, it is green. So the advantage we're not actuated now, we don't get it gets sensors, it can detect, and then they send the timing back to where there are vehicles. So that's the second one. Let me just end. The third one is what they call adaptive. So adaptive now like the actuated, but a more advanced. And now you get camera systems. So in it detects the traffic pattern in real time. So for instance, it say, okay, Boku vehicle will begin arrive at this particular approach. So you get what they call an algorithm. So that algorithm then they change the entire phasing plan and the timings and say, you know what, the green time now been 30 seconds. Now because of Boku vehicle zone cam, now we increase the green time to maybe 50 seconds. All of these are between the camera and the system. This is also human, also multi-money duamo. So that's the third traffic signal type, which is the adaptive. A more advanced. So if I'm unfortunate, what do we implement, as I say, for a start, now the pre-timed, ain't fixed. So that makes sometimes people need for beer with sweet small say, if the traffic demand exceed the capacity of the intersection, then there will be congestion. You understand, eh? So then I would have manage and small until we get to the more advanced one then in the future.
So why would I not put the advanced one there as
fine. Good question, yes. So firstly, there are two things. First, the cost, very expensive. Secondly, it's very technical. As I said, you put sensors, right? Again, we are starting. When you start, you start big. You know, if I'm you start small, then you rise up. Maybe in the next 1 or 2 years, if we get money, you know, maybe we can implement some of these sophisticated one them. When that, to be honest with you, that would be my preference anyway, as an engineer. And I'll go all we implement. But as I say, it boils down to money and other factors.
So this one way they so now.
Yes.
Now we not determine the time we fix it go beyond
correct.
that. It yes. Regulating itself.
It not regulating itself. However, as I say, with different programming, because you get computer program. So in the morning peak period, we get a set of phasing plan and timings for the morning peak. Then the evening peak also gets a set of phasing plan. So that are the best we can do with this system.
Now, I'll tell you the experience we I get, but then like here. Sure. Now, the one I'm more return especially.
Okay.
At one time, the green lights, Moriton they show green lights, but no modes cannot deal with the common say Moriton.
Okay, good.
While the one from Lely, they show red, but modes can plenty.
Correct.
So we forget a police officer with map. Even the red they show is still they call vehicles them for pass.
So enough of be that way at all. Again, I tell you what is a four-pronged approach for use here, and one of those four, as I say, the traffic enforcement and traffic management, and the police and the warden get a very important role for play. Now, over a week ago, almost 2 weeks ago, I trained the policeman them on how for managed traffic during when the traffic lights they on. Because I'll be honest with you, Musa, the policeman them, and also people really want the policeman them come on our streets, but we still need the policeman them at those intersections. Then go there not for control traffic, which in this case that is what the policeman be to do. And not be supposed for call when the signal they on red, and not be supposed for call vehicles. Even for allow the traffic lights for doing work. They're not for control traffic at all. And as I say, with the traffic light now, policemen they come on the road though, but if it's not in a corner, enforce the traffic laws and allow the traffic lights to do their work.
Engineer, looking at this whole installation of the traffic lights, I mean, different time we don't engage in other people, like especially from the ministry, they don't give assurance of how much this system will begin work soon. The recent one they say September this year, but we see not coming to affect it. Apart from financial challenge, when are the other challenge where you think say don't really stall this whole project?
So you know, I don't know if there was a timing for September. I'm not really aware.
Yes,
of that.
the ministry they may make an announcement. Say
maybe other components of the project, but not necessarily the traffic lights.
The traffic lights specifically, not the
okay. But anyway, I mean, it's still they can always say better late than never. You know, as I said, this is the first time really we implement this kind of massive, this scale of traffic signalization at Freetongue. So there are a lot of challenges. Wait, again, I don't mention earlier. When I came here in December, when I began talk. At that time, when we test the traffic lights, we were using only one mode of power supply, when I mean ETSA. And we all know with ETSA sometimes, you know, things can fluctuate and all that. So the traffic lights will go on and off. So since then, what we've done, we don't install solar panels and the solar system. So now we don't get what they call a hybrid power system. Then now, if ETSA go off self in the future, the solar will kick in. Also, if solar go, if sun not come out, the solar batteries are not charged, especially during the rainy season, ETSA will kick in and charge the batteries. So we don't get a hybrid system. You understand, eh? So as I say, some of the challenges we make, we know.
So you make mention of clearing
you
make mention of clearing the Lely corridor. If that's not possible as at time of this project in duration, waiting will be the option, because not already puts the facility or maybe the structures of the traffic lights.
Yes.
So waiting will be the next option.
So I will tell you, the corridor will be cleared. Then I think it's very sure. You see the terminal where they build Lely. You don't see the terminal, eh? It's all part of the IROM project. Now, when they build a terminal, the buses, you see the Waka Fine buses now, they use Regent's Road for turn, eh? The buses, all in keke them, then put the all left for move going to the terminal. Okay? The bike man and back, they make arrangements, some of them for going to the terminal also. And also they make arrangements for letting go elsewhere. But they're not for them at the intersection at all. We go to call in traffic engineering friction conditions. Friction, that's something where they resist flow. Okay, so in the context of traffic engineering, a friction condition in this context, now anything where they stop vehicles from move along the corridor. And we all know Lely, as I say, it's very messy. There is so much friction condition, and for the signals to work, we need to clean the corridor.
So
and it will happen.
In line with the same corridor clearing of Lely, how much now don't engage the people, let them see reason why they for support to now with that time they for clear off the corridor.
Yes.
Let the access, because if the people not there in line with now, all these efforts at the end of the day go be something like
that's
waste.
Correct. Again, our collaborative efforts, we and the public. Okay, so again, as I said, one of the reasons why there are public education and sensitization. Eh? So I guess people already out there, the most they listen, some of them listen to me now. They're going to say we need to clear the Lely corridor for let the traffic lights work. Okay, so I hope so when we don't begin engage them anyway, we'll get to that point where we all go reach an agreement for the sake of saloon, because saloon is for advance. When you go to other African countries, forget about America and England. When you go to Abidjan, I was in Abidjan over a month ago. I see intersections that we go over like almost 100 traffic lights. These are Abidjan, not so even Western world. I was really, really surprised. So imagine we still struggle for implementing 7 traffic lights at Salon. I think it's about time. There, we all as a nation, collectively, we need to forget the traffic lights for work.
You said the traffic lights in purpose now for ensure and control traffic and reduce congestion.
But also improve safety.
But when you look at the traffic lights around Congo Cross and also Wilkinson Road, these are side them we hardly get traffic in the afternoon.
Okay.
But since these traffic lights come on, you don't begin get traffic in the afternoon.
Okay.
Why is it like that?
So you see, Musa, there are a lot of factors who are responsible for this. And also most times people they always say, oh no, the traffic lights, the timings and all that. I go assure the public, say the traffic lights, not to the timings, the traffic light will work very well. Now, then go to them call the human behavior. Who we the motorman them? The drivers, the pedestrians. I will give you a situation. You get the way the traffic light work, you get a pedestrian they get their own signal, they get their own lights. You don't see them, eh?
Yeah.
Where they show the person, you see the symbol of the person. Then you get the drivers and get their own traffic lights, one of the main one. What's in they happen again? Where the drivers and get a green, normally what's in that you see pedestrians they enter the crosswalk for cross at that time where it is green for the vehicles. And as I say, as a driver, you know, go see pedestrian not enter into the crosswalk, you not stop for them, eh? But imagine that time where you stop for the pedestrian, you don't lose lots of seconds in the green time. And again, what people need to understand, this is not timing we deal with here. Where we as engineers, we don't design the signal timings. If we say 30 seconds of green time, now for discharge 20 vehicles, I'm just assuming. If you the pedestrian not enter at the time where vehicles for go, instead of 20 vehicles discharging, maybe now only 10 or 15 vehicles go discharge. In that cycle, what's in the happen? Now balance 10 or 5 vehicles will left from that cycle, they go to the next cycle. So when this they happen over and over, now it leads to some of them congestion there.
Now,
so you don't see from the technical points now, I just want to clarify this. The traffic light, they work very well. It is the human behavior part of it, where, as I say, I made the public sensitization very important, and that is why I'm here, for our sensitize people on how they use the traffic lights.
Now, the safety aspect still the impending, because most bike man them way they talk to them, then can say they need wait na the traffic because na the sign away police stating up and hold them.
Okay.
And this na concern we don't get na the democracy na.
Yes.
What you wanna go do about that if if bike man they don't think say this na sideway police they older now.
Yes.
So where traffic lights they not for bike.
Correct. Again, Mr. Don't get any concerns here. If we were out in the field, who would do the installation? People in the car, the bike man, the car, the keke man them. When I try to pull them policeman in there, you understand? This is what I did. What's in the say anyway? But again, as I tell you the last time, over a week ago, I trained the policeman them on how therefore enforce traffic laws. And once you tell them, I say they're not for put that man them near the intersection. Where you do that, for instance, Moriton Junction by the bank, the local commercial bank. Now, they normally they can put them over. It should not happen that way at all. You understand? We don't have a discussion with them. We don't tell them, say, now, what you have to do, they have to go further down, right? Because if you pull a puda over, or a bike man, or a keke rider, now 2 lane, where they go towards Aberdeen, don't reduce to 1 lane. And when you do that, you reduce the capacity of the intersection. And you reduce the capacity of the intersection, you create congestion. So you don't see how some of these things they happen. But as I say, we don't tell the policeman them. Again, our collaborative efforts, they're not for stop the bike man them and the keke man they at the intersection. They can stop them further down, especially if they disobey the law. Therefore stop them, but not near the intersection.
Okay.
That we're not going to have discussion with them.
Earlier you start for talk about phases.
Yes.
You say na phases, and you only talk about 7 traffic light. The one I don't fix that.
Yes.
Mainly in the western parts now Freetown. Now how much traffic light in total this project get, and when will they see them balance here?
So this project gets 7 traffic lights. Okay?
Only 7.
7. But again, it could be increased. Okay.
But for now, 7.
Yeah, for now, 7. And
Is
you know
it-
there is a new project with CAMIP, where probably there's a transport component of that.
So this
Very likely, maybe additional traffic lights that will be included.
and these traffic lights now only for the Waka Fine bus because na corridor they need.
Well, good question. You know, as I say, the IROP like a combination of different projects, and then the Waka Fine are one of those projects. So the way they design the projects, now forget the buses also for reduce their travel times along the corridors. So that is why most of all the traffic light in there right now also Waka Fine buses in the past. But not necessarily means say in the future we're not going to look at other intersections, critical intersections within Freetown and also in the provinces. It has to be a nationwide project, at least in the next 3 to 4 years.
But for now, 7.
For now, it's 7 Freetown, but the next years to come.
What about the one at Kihama Road? Why in the Kamo?
So that it's a different project. It's not part of IROM. So unfortunately, I'm not going to comment too much on. I'm not going to comment on that at all because it's not part of IROM.
Girls' school traffic lights already been did. Waiting up to Ram.
Yes. Well, traffic light been there. Unfortunately, I may not be in the salon at that time, but I understand traffic light been there.
But it's still did.
The structure did it, yes. You know, I think maybe we could therefore engage the agency in charge of that and try to see how we can maybe see if we can put them on. Firstly, we need for no force if you need for data in the first place. Okay, if you need for data, or and go to and call a justification, right? You go to and call warrants and get 9 warrants in traffic signalization. So then 9 warrants and then determine say, oh, okay, a particular intersection need for get traffic lights. If you not meet one of those 9, then maybe there is no need for like a traffic light. So on the girls' school one, we will need to do an assessment and firstly determine if it's supposed for the day. Then if we see say need for the day, then maybe we can try to look at for repair or do something about it.
But these have been government projects.
Yes.
And this same way so na government projects.
Correct,
While
yes.
government projects they sync together and synchronize.
Yes, that is how it should be. But as I say, you know, media at that time, okay? But what we can do now, firstly, as I say, we'll try to do some studies. We'll try to justify whether we need them for the day in the first place. If we think they need for the day, then we can maybe try for repair and do something about it.
So when you look at how efficient a traffic light for work, you get certain key factor way for the in place.
Correct.
Power supply or maybe solar panels,
Yes.
control cabinet or pedestrian push button way for activate a walk past too.
Correct,
In
yes.
this one installation of traffic lights, it cover they were in place because these are the advanced way we see in other country they
That
will
is
make
correct, yes.
they get and right.
That's correct, yes.
So for salon.
So now, 2 parts to your question. The first one, you talk about the power supply. Okay, I will answer that. And when I start, I begin to talk about a hybrid system. So we get both ETSA and then we get solar. So then 2 systems and they would use for power the systems. So if one for some reason not a work, right, the other one can kick in. Okay, like during the rains, where we know so we know they get lots of sun. the ETSA can probably kick in and charge the batteries. Then now, like we will get Bokusan, so the solar they do a wonderful job. Or in fact, all the tests we don't carry on the past week. Now the solar system and the power the system. I'll go to the second part of your question. You talk about using pedestrian push buttons.
Yeah.
Again, when I started, I talk about 3 types of traffic signal control. I talk about the pre-timed, the fixed, which is the fixed one, and then the actuated, and then the adaptive. This one with the pedestrian actuation, that button, it falls under the actuation type of traffic lights. We're not we implement at the intersections. But I will tell you, in this part of the world, especially when it starts for the first time, you understand, where people try to get used to it, I will tell you why we don't need actuation and button for press. I will tell you, if they do it will be abused. May person will just come and press them picking and then school picking them and all that. And whenever you press the button, the system, again, the actuated system, it will reconfigure the phasing, it will reduce the green time for the pedestrian, for the vehicles, and then give the green time to the pedestrians. So you don't want a situation where it is abused by the pedestrians.
So the option for replace that, because definitely you get some side day where maybe traffic or no Canada pass through, where you get to make a signal for the both people who they use the road. Where will be the driver or whatsoever. Wait till I replace that with.
So that make I say when I start, I say we therefore be as small. I make compliance come into this whole thing. Compliance mean when you as a driver or as a pedestrian, you don't come at the intersection. You see, say this intersection is showing red for you. You need to wait until it turns green for you. That is compliance. We all need for a little bit patience. Okay. Even in other America, not all intersection gets press button. So I clarify that day. Not so every intersection get pedestrian button. That I'm 100% sure. So now we understand. Say now we as people and we the users, now we there for patience a little bit and comply with the operation of the traffic lights.
My colleague be ask you earlier about the traders then for pull them now the streets, and the part of the component, or this get a component for compensate the traders then at the project corridor. What's going to happen to that compensation?
Well, as I say, the entire IROM team, we get a whole unit we work on that day. And I know say they're going to spend time and come when we get to that part of the entire project where they engage the traders, the other unions and all that. They will come and they will explain to the public how they plan for execute that day.
Okay.
For now, I just want to focus more on the technical part of the traffic lights. For instance, now we talk about the colors, the indications, where you see green, where you see red, where you see yellow, what do you mean?
Okay.
So I want to talk about those ones.
Engineer, continue to do it with that.
Thank
Engineer Ford from the Ministry of Transport and Aviation. We don't take, we listen and wear them through on the traffic light installation and the purpose of doing it.
Good morning, Salon. We come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. We bring you this edition of the program. Musakamana, my name.
And Sapti Kalon.
We continue for look at more issues. We take one part with headline stories. Then we go sell some people. They sell na Lumley area don't call on government for pull the reeling. We then at the Lumley market because they allege say the reeling gets currents. We don't kill but 3 people them. Well, for more on this, we join Master Answari.
Right now, if you want for cross around the railing where they around the Lumley market area, you go see the danger signal sign where they across the railing. This sign they can put out normally na side where problem can happen. The Lumley market area railing na place where they put for cross so that people go avoid traffic and make mutkano bang them. If people can remember the kind of way how reports be don't they come, but how the Lumley market can get plenty people and safe mutuka them. So government been decide for make way for people where they cross. But it look like say challenge day. But the technology where government been put na this railing.
This way they happen now say very bad because waiting do people that don't die now. This eye where they put that before the market and people and they die because waiting to go on there for pass. But they expect say they for don't get on road middle. Because if we go there for cross go to the market, they don't go pass at that corner there. But we go down there for go to the market. So in the pass the short where they pass at the corner for come.
Rain be they come, then tell them for transport the bus that the old. So they tell for transport the bus then until the current itself was shock me under.
Because we won't get shop by people in there for cross for car by for car by with the strain. And the distance is too long for run. Let me put a bag, let them left for we go there and market.
this year when government puts on and saying they say for reducing traffic, yes, a fine, but not that way. Like this highway, we block, we left space. So because most of the people will get sense so I know pass it, but some man no say this year don't happen. The crew don't allow me. We don't say people don't die. Pan this cable, pan this area. Now for the next people now where they can look like right side market. Someone down the way they told they pass. Land will carry church. So they don't play with what I can church. A disaster.
Reports where reach the democracy say, but 3 people we don't come across this railing the time where the electric current they flow and touch them. Then 3 people here don't die now. We don't show say this na real concern from the people them. This action don't make plenty people where they sell and pass around the Lely market area don't begin the afraid.
And at the shock, every day people anyway pass he must die. Today, this 2 o'clock morning, I one boy go pass it, don't die this morning. Yeah. The last thing, that coffee that one man when he's going to roast beef, instead of the same thing, the one cross, he die. All that picking my school, picking to go school, he can't cross here back. So you see,
only 3 people are going to die. People, they making 3 persons will be going to die.
12 years of age, Bobo, we passed last year, early this year, Naya, a fasting one Sunday, because they go be long. If they go not be long. The passage, the people in the pass now, even though they collect and do through NPA. Enough for me, now they still kill people, and just because of the connector, their passage, you know, they finish passage. I mean, the people in the pass outside the shop because they can say they go this and that far away for go right round, along for people there.
From last year, so November, from last year 2 people, and this year back now 1 people and we know of we don't die.
They are in the right now. They don't come put electric panel. Go to church and shock you. Person don't die. They up to 3 now.
Now for sake of this make, then people here say the only way now of make governments look at this technology. What they don't come put and see the kind way how the electric current they flow and find way for tapping, because if not to that, plenty more go die.
the government need for take action. If now you go there, the police put to go to the market here for go by under. When you go there, you know left you go claim up yonder again. Do you hear me? I beg the government, do you please? Let the people outside they do people that they die. So much people that they die now. Every day people that they die. Somebody go church here and shock you.
Well, with the big government, not only let them pull the entire iron. Then they disconnect this, then they left for me go to people that they pass. Now about 3 to 4 the body, I know they don't so.
People that don't die.
Now they don't die. This one great side. Now with the big papa government, let them come put for this small side. More people are going to get cross. Let them make zebra cross. More people are going to pass.
So we tell the government this year make the side always be on the space of the dollar. They can weld iron. If you don't make people pass, they can weld iron. But when they weld iron, people don't go for say for him for jump.
Government pull their iron there. If you know you pull there, then they can cross over.
Ready Democracy will continue to monitor how the situation they carry on, foresee how government will able to respond and save them people here their life and the concern with them people here get. So to them time then day for the Society for Ready Democracy must stand soiree the reports.
Still on issue around Lely and things that we get for do with road safety. For sake of the traffic light what they deal with inside this edition of the program today. Some people in Lely don't call on government for let them not put the traffic light into use because they say the lights not they make any impact on the Lely traffic. Well, Mastansware, we talk to some of them people around the Lely area.
So no more not necessary. Now just furnish no more, they just can't put in the place. For let them say salon don't get traffic like this, that, but now furniture. No help to them no more. Because I don't have the big one there. Me not small picking. No left to them no more. Any action wouldn't take. You not okay. Just no more okay. I'm not getting no action what they do.
At all, you know helpful at all. Because the traffic light is there as furniture. So because right away they now money where they on almost got a pass. The way they show you get most they still a pass. What you want make the government do? Make police make them then back na the point for control traffic. Yes, for being control traffic. The traffic lights and they function.
The traffic lights means say it cause traffic more. Because the road too small for the population. Well, for me, I want to let them leave the police there for the traffic light. Let them plan. Because all the police then they say traffic not the blow. But if traffic lights start for work, traffic they pass the police they already. The traffic lights really a fine. But now the second number you take now this and so the market and No need for put a 1 minute at the market end. At least at the market end, and do 30 seconds for the market end. The negligence will end now, they put 1 minute, problem or the. Because the market already put at 1 minute, also tell they are 70, because put at 70 seconds. So that time they could delay, even the traffic could get by the bridge. So like that they all in okay more. Because the traffic is by the bridge, okay. Not to have good itself. People right now not there. So telling I even tell they pin on for you. So like you can disturb more even tell when a rush hour then thing we don't try for do something right for you. If you don't know if you still they disturb at least. Whatever we don't go do for you now the market the car to customer and 30 seconds for the market to end. Because many most car go to come on at this end they are so fast. If not like you just go and put 1 minute problem or at least.
Well, that's a concern of some people along Lely where they talk for sake of the traffic lights. Also, most of them say with the traffic lights there are more traffic than now, and the road small for able for contain the out driver them for able use the traffic lights. Well, in line with that, I bring with studio guest. We don't talk for sake of the installation of this traffic lights when our engineer Ford. You just listen to people where the easy of the traffic light installation now for help address road safety and other things. And these are the people we get for benefit more from the traffic lights. Right. Which you get for say in line with the concern?
Well, thank you again. It's up to you. And as I don't say, you know, I've been talking about what we call friction. Friction, now it's anything where they stop anything from flowing. In this Leone context, traffic friction now what's in the stop the vehicles for flow. And we all know that they happen along the corridor. You know, so me go guarantee, I go assure the public say, once we clean that corridor, when I go see how traffic will begin flow, and all man will begin appreciate the traffic lights. You know, as I said, a collective and collaborative efforts for how we get this done. And also the people out there, you know, they're a little bit frustrated, you know, but let them trust the engineers. The engineers don't do their work. And I will tell you, the work we then do now based on standard, engineering standard, traffic engineering standard. Then follow those standards strictly. So all in timings when I say under so. Now based on data we then collect and do the design, and now they are implementing those timings. Yes, they might tweak, you know, in certain areas, you know, and for let them get them right. You know, but the process is ongoing. Now we just be a little bit patient. And now we work together as a team, and now we get them traffic lights here for work. We need traffic lights.
Now, the other important factor on this old traffic light, now people understanding the colors and waiting that they indicate. You get green, yellow, and red. Take will listen and hear them through on getting a proper understanding.
Okay.
Waiting the color they are stand for.
Sure. So what I will do is, as I say, I will separate the traffic lights into two.
Okay.
You get the pedestrian they own, then you get the vehicles they own. So let me start with the pedestrian lane. So the pedestrian lane, you get two indicators, right? You get the like the symbol, the sign, the person with the waka. So now when it turns green, it means you the pedestrian, you can enter the intersection. Now when you enter the intersection, you don't for waka fast to not, you know, for like the slow, you know, you don't for waka very fast and cross. Now, so when it change from green, then it go to flashing green. So now flashing green, again, you see the person in the flash. So what's in that mean? It means you will enter into the crosswalk, the zebra crossing. You for clear the crosswalk quickly. Then you will not enter it, you know, for enter at all. Okay? Because if you enter, you might not have time to clear before it changes to the vehicular movement. Now, after now flashing green, it'll go to the red. So the red means now you therefore stop completely. You know, for enter the pedestrian crosswalk at all. So that's for the pedestrian indications. Now we'll go to the vehicular. So the vehicular, as I mentioned, you get a red, you get a yellow, you get a green. The red, of course, it tells you have to stop. Now before it transition from red to green, it'll flash for like 2 seconds. So yellow, it'll flash yellow 2 seconds. It'll tell you, say, hey, driver, if you get ready, it can change to green. So you the driver, if you pay attention and be ready for step on your gas for move ahead. Now after that 2 seconds, it'll go to green. Where they green, it will be green for several seconds, depending on the timing we would on design and program them for. It'll be green for that period, and then before it go back to red, it transition to that yellow. It vary. It could be 3 seconds. It could be 4 seconds. For instance, Congo Cross roundabouts, we use about 4 to 5 seconds. Because a roundabout intersection, it's very big. So you design for the worst case scenario. So the vehicle will enter the intersection. You get enough time for let it clear the intersection before it goes to red. Then now you also go to get the flashing yellow. Normally, if you reach Aberdeen Junction, if you come up from Lely, you see so we get 2 different indicators. We get the one when at the left turns where they turn into Aberdeen, where it go green for a period of time, then it change to yellow, flashing yellow. So now flashing yellow mean you the driver, you can turn left for going to Aberdeen, but just if you do so carefully, because there is a conflict in traffic, opposing traffic with the car. So you know what I mean? So you therefore initially with the green, you are protected, which means you can go. You don't need for fear. But once it don't go to now flashing yellow, you have to slow down, you watch. If there is an oncoming vehicle, then you can make a left turn. So that's for the flashing yellow left turn. Okay? Now, we also be designed for off-peak, like midnight period, for between 12 midnight to 5 o'clock in the morning. The one that we can drive, we can stay out late along the intersections. And you go see, it flash red and also the flash yellow constantly, right? I don't know if you don't observe them. So say you know can stay out late, Musa. But anyway, the one that they stay out late don't see them. After 12 o'clock, between 12 and 5 o'clock, it flash red and it flash yellow. So what's in that mean? You were there on the minor streets. Now you get the flashing red. It means when you come, you can stop. You watch the opposing side. If there are no vehicles, then you can go through the intersection. That's for the flashing red. The flashing yellow now on the major streets, right? Let's say Moriton Junction as an example. The major streets, we know are Wilkins Road, The minor street that we already come inside Moriton Junction. So now major streets indicate flashing yellow. It means when you come, you can slow down. You don't need for stop. You can slow down. And if there are no vehicles coming from Moriton, then you go through the intersection. Again, then that indication is for like between 12 to 5 o'clock in the morning. Again, we might change it depending on the circumstance. Okay, so I just want people to understand some of these indications. Whenever you come at the intersection, where you see flashing red, it means that if you stop fully and then go through the intersection. Where you see flashing yellow, it means you can slowly and carefully go through the intersection.
We take a look at the messages then.
Sure.
But quick clarification on the traffic lights.
Yeah.
2 things. They get camera system.
The ones who install not get camera system yet. But again, as I say, now baby steps. Okay, with a plan for really get cameras, because when we get cameras, it will help in terms of enforcement and also compliance. So that is part of in the future going forward. Yes.
What's not the position of presidential convoy and ambulances?
Well,
in the
president
lights?
and the ambulance, then they therefore get priority. Then they will therefore be no more. With the president, they come. Again, part of the discussion we'll get to the police over a week ago. These are all the things we will discuss. Okay. When the president they come, they can stop the traffic. The traffic light will still be on anyway. You understand? For now, few minutes when the president they come. Then when the president pass, what will tell the policeman them say? The approach we get the green. It is that approach way for move. You understand? So normally what's going to happen now? As president pass, you know, say all man can rush come inside the intersection. No, it should not happen like that. When the president don't pass, the policeman therefore ensure that the approach we get the green indication. Now the vehicles for move. The one that we get red, they're all for stop. So for let the public know that going forward, whenever the presidents pass, now the approach we get green, now the normal for enter the intersection, the one that we get red, therefore stop until their own time come way, therefore go through the intersection.
Good morning, Salon. They continue, and now time follow take message them we don't come in line with the issue that they look at. This first one from my Facebook page from Mohammed Vijalo. They say the high power source was only through EDSA, right? Now the man is talking about hybrid source. Make we watch them, but make we all pray, make it all good.
This one from Valnora Edwin, our Facebook page. They say, good morning, Radio D. We are aware that the operationalization of the traffic lights continue to be work in progress. We kindly suggest that switching on the light is deferred to January and not during this festive season. The lights are creating a lot more traffic than managing the situation. It would be a complete disaster. There is need to to craft pick-up and drop-up zones, address street trading and pedestrian crossings. For these festive seasons, let's kindly allow the police to control the traffic for now. They are doing a better job.
This other one from a Facebook page from Patrick Musa Momodu, they say, towards Moritong Junction from Congo Coast, traffic light, the signal light time is not the same. What is the reason for that?
This one say, Amadou Barry government should have put all this money together and built an overhead bridge at Eastern Police. People are not using footbridges.
Another one from Patrick Musa, they say, traffic light is something we should have passed through and thinking of something more better. But I also recommend to the ministry to put one traffic light at Joe Junction. This one from Mohammed Usman Bish in our Facebook page. They say, good morning, engineer. Please do a check at the Ferry Junction traffic light. The lane from St. Helena axis going up PWD, the green light do coincide with the lanes coming from Upgon. I have experienced it. This other message is said, Dr. Ford, when effectively will the traffic lights start working 24 hours? This one from Albert Ferry Jones Zero on our Facebook page. They say, honestly, the traffic lights on Wilkinson Road do not serve their purposes. The timing is poor. The man is only defending his work. Patrick Momodu, they say, don't know to engineer, but he thinks a girls' school no need no traffic light. Yeah, we continue for look at more issues, more text messages. Let me inside the program. They say, good morning. Australian will never stop amazing me. A whole engineer sitting in your studio talking about massive project launching 7 traffic lights in a whole country in the 21st century. When he compared us with Abidjan, this just shows how backward we are moving. Very, very sad, concerned citizen. This one from a Facebook page was man, they say we get set of people away in a technical, people away for come on board for assist and put and for make the country go. They need to do so now, but this country I let God help we. The last one we go take from with Facebook page, the person say the problem na salon plenty. We not even start it for begin solve one. This one say, ask the lights experts if there is a fine for those who bypass the traffic light rules. If not, why the huge amount of money spent on the construction of the traffic lights? We're not getting enough time. Over to you, engineer, for the response.
Thank you very much. I don't note the. Thank you very much up to you. I don't take note of the comments them. So I'll start with this technical one on the lights and return junction. Somebody asked a very good question. Why when you come out Congo Cross, when you go towards Aberdeen, and when you come out Aberdeen, when you come, why is it that the timings are not the same? He's right, 100%. It's based on design. So what do we do? Because the geometry, some of the constraints get we as engineers faced when we are designing these timings. Now the geometry of the intersection, the geometry and how the intersection shape. There is no exclusive, what they call exclusive left turn lane for the one who want to make left turn for going inside Moritong. You understand? So what's in happen? They use one lane, the one who want to go through Congo Cross, and then the one who want for going inside Moritong. Now that same lane they all use. Now, so what we decide to do, we say, okay, let there be a compromise. We need to protect the one that we want for turn left from Aberdeen where they go inside Moritong, right? For we do that, we have 2 options. The first option, then go to called split phasing. The split phasing mean you stop all the approaches, then one approach and move. When you done for move, then the other approach begin move. If you implement split phasing, you increase the delay. The queue goes so long. So we have to find a compromise between mobility and safety. What do? We decide, say, you know what? We delay the start of green from the one with the common Congo Cross approach. Okay? So when we come out Aberdeen, we now get green, we now turn left. We protect now for up to 10-15 seconds. You understand? Which means there is no conflict in traffic. Then after that 10 seconds, then it goes to what they call permitted movements. So in other words, you are no longer protected, but you are permitted to go. So that is why there is a difference in the timings at that intersection. There is also the pick-up and drop-off zone. Somebody asked a question about. Again, I mentioned this when I the talk. It's very important. For instance, that same return junction by the Recoil Commercial Bank. Now there you get Puda, they can command them. Now they drop-off and pick-off passengers. And when they do that, they reduce the capacity of the entire lane. Instead of 2 lanes, they become 1. And when you do that, you reduce on the number of vehicles when they go through the intersection. Again, it causes delay. As we don't talk to the policeman them, therefore ensure that no puda, no quick enough for park and pick up and drop off passengers at that locations, and also at Aberdeen by the Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, and also the Samuel Lewis Road where they go inside Aberdeen. Those 2 points, or those 3 points, Moriton Junction by the local commercial bank, Aberdeen Junction by the Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, and then the right turn where they go inside Aberdeen, that's by the fuel station. Put enough for the pick up and drop off passengers there. That's very important. And then they talk about traffic light in Juwe Junction. Yes, in fact, we've been conducting traffic data collection 3 years ago now, Juwe Junction. I talk about the Kami project. Hopefully, there will be traffic signal installed at that intersection going forward. Somebody also talk about when the traffic lights will come on effectively. Hopefully this month. We are working towards that.
Mid-November?
This November, yes.
Oh, okay.
That's really the goal. Okay? So, but again, that is why I'm going to do all and test here for let people become familiar with the operation of the traffic lights. We know if we rush them or turn them on, the traffic light they fail. No doubt about it. So now small, like when you give picking medicine, you never you get sugar first before you get the bitter medicine. So now what will they do before we turn the traffic lights permanently? Lord, do one small force, yeah, until we get to that point. And then the other one talk about the power source. Initially, now ETSA will be used for power. Will be the test in February. Now only ETSA will be used. Now we don't install solar panels. So now a hybrid combination of ETSA and then the solar. So it's more like a backup. If one not the work, the other one will step in. Okay. So and then another person talk about we'll wait till January. I don't think so. We'll wait till January. Again, we're not overdue. Traffic lights is overdue in a salon. I'm sorry, why would they make the comparison looking at the sub-region? But other countries don't move ahead. Let we self-move. I know there are challenges, but it is all of us collectively. Now we all have to put hands together. We're getting traffic lights here for work. Maybe I can just respond to another. The one on Ferry Junction, somebody talk about say there is some issue with the timings. We will send the engineers, they will go there, they will check and see. And as I say, these engineers and Aries Engineering, they don't do a wonderful job on these traffic lights. Okay. They will go there and go check and make sure there are no issues. Okay? I think those are the comments that were our notes down, and I don't respond to all of them.
Thank you.
But maybe just to conclude, Musa, if I can give you a few seconds.
Ahead.
Again, I want to thank the minister. In leadership, very important in this. In as much as we are the technical people who do the work, but the minister been there behind the scenes. They push all of us. Also, the coordinator of IROM, Indolo Shaka, very hardworking person. The entire IROM team, they're all collectively. Okay. Everybody don't work together. And then finally, the engineers will install the traffic lights. As I mentioned, as Sierra Leoneans, please. We really appreciate them for the work done.
We'll get space for IOM.
Let's thank you.
Yes, so we will definitely look into that, and that's very important as part of the public sensitization.
Let's thank you for joining us in the edition of the program.
Okay, thank you very much, Musa.
Senior Technical Advisor, Minister of Transport and Aviation, Engineer Dr. Albert Ford. Be there inside the program. They talk about the traffic lights when they install different parts in Freetown.